Hey everyone, and thank you so much for viewing this video. I'm not going to be too long, but I do want to welcome and say hello to everyone who has found the channel Neganaudios. If this is your first time seeing the content, thank you so much for supporting. And for anyone who knew about Akiradubs, which is what we're going to talk about in a large part in this video, thank you for coming on to Neganaudios and supporting this channel. It really means a lot, and I hope that during 2026 we hop into an adventure that is going to be a lot of fun, new content, new ideas, um, just a new chapter, and I think it's going to be really great to see how that unfolds. But before we do that, before we go into this whole thing with Negan Audios and with new content and everything like that, I know that we've changed our name. We're not Akiradubs anymore, and that name is going to change on every platform, on Patreon, on other platforms, everything. It's going to be Neganaudios. So I thought that it would be best to talk about Akiradubs, right? Um, that was our previous username. That's what started the whole anime SMR. Just a lot of history, a lot of memories, lots of ups, lots of downs, and I want to have a very transparent, have that transparency between all of us in terms of what all the things with Akiradubs was about. There's been different people who have said not the best of things about Akiradubs, and I just want to close that chapter, close that, and go on to something very, very exciting and very, very entertaining and something new. So with that, we're going to recap a little bit of what happened with Akiradubs. So Akiradubs, that was our first channel, and that started back in 2018. That was 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, and it feels so crazy. This year I turned 25. Back then I was like 17, 18, doing the voiceovers and everything like that. It was so much fun getting to know certain people in the community and create something that people were saying they liked. And I'll never forget that little run of like Akiradubs and everything. And 2018 to 2020, it was a lot. It was a lot, and too much to go into in a full depth video. Maybe one day. um, but I just wanted to clear up anything in terms of questions or what people could be wondering about Akiradubs in the previous channel and everything like that, as well as accusations that people have tried to pin on me in the past while under the name of Akiradubs. So, again, we're going to go through this really quickly. I've done everything to prove my innocence in so many different situations. Anyone who's seen the channel back last year when we were under the name of Akiradubs, they know that I tried so many different things. I tried to make videos. I tried to present so much evidence to prove that the claims that these people were making were wrong. The only thing that was true during 2021 of this whole let's cancel Akiradubs is a horrible person, was that I was going to schizophrenia. That's the only true thing during all of that. What you saw or what you see in the videos in terms of my own voice talking or anything of me, that happened, yeah. And it was due to an undiagnosed schizophrenic episode. And it wasn't like a health issue. And I'm going to open up a little bit about my personal life, a little bit. Even though that's not why you're on this channel. You're not on this channel to hear about the ins and outs about me, but I have to add this into it so that you can have like this understanding of why that transpired, right? So during that time period, I was someone who would use THC. Some people, call it marijuana. I was, I'm not going to go into a whole thing about like whatever was going on with me and why I used it or anything like that. But at one point, I got laced. And, if you don't know what that means, you have to maybe, like, I don't want to go into too much. I don't know how much I can say on, like, YouTube before it gets to, like, But what happened. It was unfortunate. But it had nothing to do with anything that people were accusing me of. The worst of whatever happened was delusions and hallucinations and a lot of confusion and misunderstanding about what was taking place. The accusations that people made were not real and they were lies, and I've tried everything to prove it. Some people have come back and apologized and said that they lied and they knew that they shouldn't have said that, but emotions got a bit furied, and so they said certain things that they knew weren't true. I've done everything to try to get these people who also lied to be held accountable, but they don't want to. And most of the anime ASMR community moved past this. Look at MorphyVA, who decided to make an unlisted video about Akiradubs, and yet when he gets called out in 2022, he tells his Twitter followers that he's getting attacked. I don't know how he was getting attacked in 2022 when all of us were just trying to have him explain why he didn't post new information once I came back from the schizophrenic episode. And then 2023 and 2024, same thing. He doesn't want to acknowledge that he didn't have all the information and he got lied to, and he doesn't want to take accountability. A lot of these people don't want to take accountability because what they did was very messed up. And so there was a good portion of 2023 and 2024 where I was definitely really kind of beating myself up over this, because in my mind I've done everything to prove that these things were not true. I never made random multiple accounts to harass this person named Jasmine. I never sent unsolicited pictures to someone and they didn't, and there was no consent for that. I never cheated on anyone. I never did a lot of different things that these people tried to make it out to be. I wasn't taking any hardcore drugs or substances. All I was doing was smoking marijuana. There was so much that was said, and everyone felt like they could say anything about me because they saw me, in a very rough mental state, and it looked like I wasn't going to get better or recover or, have a chance to say my piece or say my story or say what was going on or to answer to anything that they were saying and trying to paint to the internet. So there was a little bit of how do I say it? It's tough when you love something, when you love what you're doing, and there's history that's good, and then there's some history there that's not the best, and being reminded of that kind of takes you back to a place that you don't want to be. And I made a TikTok account last year, and originally it was supposed to be a The Walking Dead TikTok where I was going to upload The Walking Dead voiceovers and stuff like that. And then I gave up on the idea, and I just started uploading the things that I usually upload with the anime community and media like that. And eventually I just thought, after what recently happened with the channel, the main channel, you know what, why not just make this completely Neganaudios? Fresh start, new beginning, let go of grudges, let go of things that can't be, mended, and just keep moving forward. And the channel, I've seen this, different people talking about how the channel got taken down because of whatever was being accused of back in 2021, which makes no sense. For one, the channel was up the whole time. That wasn't what happened. People love to create narratives and love to create stories out of nothing. But the channel was taken down because they deemed one of the videos that I uploaded during June or July of 2025 this year, they deemed it as not being appropriate for YouTube. Don't know how, don't know why. There's plenty of other content creators who upload audios that are very similar to mine, but we're not going to dwell on it And if anything, I didn't see it as a bad thing. I saw it as an opportunity to start anew. And so here we are. I want everyone to know the things that people have tried to say about me or have said, that's how this guy is, this is who he is. They're not true. I'm not going to waste time and do a huge effort next year or ever again to prove it, unless, someone comes and says that it is true and tries to really prove it and I have to. I'm not going to bring it up again. You can choose to believe that. Believe that over the evidence. Believe that over the countless times that I've tried to prove that these people lied and they ran and cowered away. Now I take anyone saying these different things that are not true as trolls, because the end game of what they wanted didn't happen, because they wanted you guys to not be here watching this video right now, to be supporting the Patreon, whether you're on there or supporting the YouTube channel or supporting the TikTok. They didn't want you to be doing that, and you still are here, and the truth got out, and a lot of people know that these people lied. So there's no real point in going back and forth with them, because the initial accusers don't want to come back to say anything, because they know that they lied, and there's so much that I've proven of what they lied about. There's just no way for them to come back and say anything. It's over for that. We're moving on from that. So if you want to be a part of this channel and a part of this community, and if you want to enjoy the videos and enjoy the audios or whatever, I appreciate that, and that means a lot. And I'm leaving Akiradubs in the past. That's in the past. That whole time is in the past, and now we're going to go into this, and it's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be so great. And I hope you'll be there for it all. And again, I have done everything to prove my innocence in all situations, to take accountability for anything that I know I did, and I could have been better in terms of like the schizophrenic event happening. I put myself in a situation for that to happen, and that's on me. I take accountability for that. I'm never going to take accountability for things I didn't do. If I know that I didn't do this to someone, I'm not taking accountability for that. If I know that I never made accounts to harass someone on multiple accounts, I'm never taking accountability for that. And I've done everything to put the information out there. And so, for now, and for me, I am going to move past this. And if you're going to support the community and what we're doing and trying to build, we are all moving past this. So, if you knew about that in Akiradubs, welcome to Neganaudios. If you didn't know about that and you're here and you found Neganaudios, the channel or the TikTok page, welcome to Neganaudios. We're starting something great, and we're starting something really, really awesome. And that's one chapter. That's one book. Let's get on to the next one, right? So thank you so much for supporting this page. Let's get this new era started. It's going to be a lot of great content. And if anyone brings up Akiradubs, let them know that Neganaudios is here now. And if they have any problem with that, they can come. I have Instagram, Discord, and TikTok, yo. You can always message me with your BS there. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. And I feel like 2026 and the end of this year, it's going to be something really special. And so I hope you'll be there to see it. Till next time.